Hello crafty friends, it's Jackie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to watercolor this image using my Copic various ink refills. I have been collecting these refills over the past, 10 years probably, so I've got a pretty good assortment of them. These are the older style ones. I don't know off the top of my head what the sizes were, but the new ones look more like a pen, and they don't hold quite as much. But they still, same ink, same alcohol in it, so it's no different, just an older variation of it. So this image is from Maker Forte's Dream Reader stamp set, and I've stamped it in Eclipse black ink, my favorite ink anytime I'm using Copics. And I've stamped it onto Hammermill color copy paper. It's a paper that I like the weight of it, and it seems to hold alcohol inks really well. It blends my Copics really nicely. And I just buy it on Amazon, buy I think like 250 sheets or something like that. It's much better than the Neenah. And I was a Neenah, diehard Neenah fan, but I actually like this so much better, and the price point's better. I think it's like $20, whereas the Neenah is like $40. So it's about half the price. So let's get back to this coloring here. So I've just put a drop of each one of these colors onto my glass mat. I really don't need to use a lot. A little goes a long way when you're coloring with this. And then I've got a refillable paint pen that is exclusively for my Copics. I've filled it with isopropyl alcohol, the 91%, just the kind that you get at the grocery store or at the drugstore. Nothing special. I mean, I guess you could use it with the Copic ink. They've got a blender, but there's no need. Isopropyl alcohol works just as well. So anyways, I'm just working in small sections at a time. Since it's alcohol, it does dry fairly quickly, not like regular watercolor. So I just build the colors up by going back over it, letting them dry, and then going back over them again, because just like alcohol, they blend really well. But I don't want to saturate the paper too much, so I kind of move around until I can build up the color to get the depth of a color that I really want. Now I'm using really just all my jewel tones. I just felt like that was what this stamp needed. With the gems, you need the jewel tones, right? So I'm just using, I think I put it in the top right hand corner, was R20, Y11, B000, YG03. And as you saw that with this mat, I love this new mat that I've gotten. This glass mat, I bought it at Joann's. And I can see the colors. Since it's on a white portion, you can see the colors. And it's really easy. Just sprayed it with a little bit of alcohol and wiped it straight off. Now when I'm coloring these gems, my preference is actually to go with my lightest color first. Then I go to dark, then I go to mid-tone, and then I go back over with my light. And it is just my personal preference. It's just the way I guess I learned how to color with my Copics. So in this instance, I've gone ahead and I've laid the base coat down with the RV10. And then the RV14 is what I used for the highlights. And then I go back over it with the RV13 to kind of blend out that dark and make sure it's got a nice even blend. And then I blend it a little bit more back with the lightest tone, that's that RV10. I've gone ahead and added the colors that I've used in the top right hand corner of the video. I've done that with all the different colors that I used. I will also add them to the description below. I think it's quite hard to see them on the tops of the pen caps, so I will be adding them from now on. And as I continue coloring here, how about I tell you guys a little bit about myself. So I live in Texas with my husband of 34 years, I have been crafting in one way or another for as long as I can remember. I know in high school I was making scrapbooks. I don't think we called them scrapbooks. I think we called them like memory books. And they weren't quite as ornate or intricate as they are now. But that was, I think, one of my first ventures in paper crafting. And then once I had kids, I used to make or paint their onesies. Instead of just having a plain Jane white onesie, I used to paint dragons on them or bears, or those are just what I remember. But I always liked to have something that was uniquely theirs. And then as they got a little bit older, I would make their Halloween costumes. I didn't like store-bought. I thought they looked cheap and they were expensive and they didn't last. And so I would make whatever, something in pairs. Since I've got a boy and a girl, I made sure and did something that went together. We did Dorothy and the Scarecrow from Wizard of Oz. They were really cute with that. And then I think my favorite one has to be when I made them the King and Queen of Hearts. They were really, really cute. And it was probably my first time I've using glitter. What was I thinking? I do not like glitter. Glitter, once it penetrates your house, it is everywhere, and it is next to impossible to get rid of. So you will not see me use glitter on projects, and if you do, send help, because I do not like glitter. It is everywhere, and I am messy. So yeah, send help if you see me using glitter. I've also done some woodworking. My dad was in construction, so I've been around power tools all my entire life too. So I did some woodworking and would make displays for event planners. So as you can see, I have been doing something crafty for a long, long time. Now I'm finishing up on the coloring on this panel, and I had intended just to use the grays, but I decided that it really did need some violet to go on it. So I went back over it with the BVs. I think it was BV00, just to give it a little bit more jewels. Now somehow along the line, I must have brushed my hand up across the panel and left a streak of black nail polish. Using just a sand eraser, I was able to get it off, so I didn't have to scrap the page, because I would hate to do that after I finish it especially. So somehow along the line, again in editing, I lost some of my video, some of my footage. But all I did is from that same set, that Dreamkeeper set, it's the sentiment, "You're a gem," I just heat embossed it with white embossing powder onto a strip of black cardstock. It's about 1/4 inch, and I just cut it out and mounted it with foam adhesive tape. So I hope you try watercoloring with your refill inks. It's a great way to stretch your supplies. Until next time, friends, have a great day. Bye.